It's vlog time again. It's been a little bit of time. How many vlogs have I started with? It's been a while since I vlogged, but it kind of has. There's been stuff going on. I spent a couple of days away, and that was amazing. I'll probably talk about that a little bit later after I do some posting about it. But I want to talk about a thing. So I'm going to be doing this thing, and I want to tell you about the thing, and I want to invite you to consider joining me on doing this thing. So this thing is going to be 80 days of doing 7 things. The numbers have meaning and significance. I'll get into that for a second. But basically, it's committing to myself, not to anybody else, just to myself, that I'm going to do 7 things that are important things to me, things that I think I should do, not the shoulding on myself kind of shoulding, but I really want to do these things for me, and I know I need to do these things, but something's kind of preventing me from doing these things, whether it's a procrastination, or I think, oh, there's all these things on my to-do list, so I can't get around to doing these things, or I'm just kind of out of sorts. Everything's kind of weird with COVID and different kinds of schedules, and I don't seem to get around to doing those things, or I feel I'm not deserving of these things, or, I mean, there's a myriad of reasons why we don't do the things that are about investing in our own sense of well-being and our own sense of self-accomplishment, and really, truly, the bottom line, developing a sense of self-trust. Because if we don't know that we have our own backs, if we don't have confidence in our own intention of taking care of ourselves, everything else kind of starts falling apart. Have you noticed? So I'm feeling a need in my own life to know that I can take care of me no matter what happens in externals, that I've got this, that I'm going to be okay no matter what happens with all of the uncertainties around us. And we have uncertainties galore right now. We don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic, with a second wave that's happening even now. We don't know what's going to happen in the United States with this election and what could happen as a result. We don't know what's going to happen with lots of things, with the economy, with the government, with our individual personal lives, what may happen with relationships, with children, with finances. I mean, life is riddled with uncertainties, and it can be daunting when they all gang up on us at once. So, wardrobe malfunctions. Yeah, so this exercise is a chance to reclaim those things about us that help us to feel more solid in who we are, so that we can feel more secure, more in control, more confident that no matter what's going on out there, we're good in here. And that matters right now. So I'm going to look at my notes because I made a post about this and I don't want to skip over anything. I want to talk about the different parts of this. So basically it's 80 days, and the number 80 is interesting. I love numerology, the meaning of numbers. So 80 is comprised of the number 8, or the digit 8, and the digit 0. And 8 has an interesting meaning. It means, let's see if I can find that. Yes, it means achievement, abundance, prosperity, and success. And it also means new beginnings. And the number 0 is interesting because it's just a placeholder, right? But it's the void, it's emptiness. It means mystery and paradox and amplification and infinite possibilities. So when you take the number 0 and you add it to the number 8 in the number 80, the 0 amplifies the 8. So it's like super abundance, super potential, laden with infinite possibilities. So 80 it's a rather auspicious number. And then the number 7 is the number that means completion and perfection. And what else did I discover? Oh yes, the assurance that we are indeed on our soul's path. So it's a lovely compilation of numbers. And I looked at the calendar and I figured out that the beginning of the last 80 days of 2020 starts on October 12th. And that happens to be next Monday. And you know, Mondays, we always start things on Mondays, right? So what I'm going to do is to reveal the 7 things that I'm going to do intentionally, without fail, uncompromisingly, as a dedication and commitment to myself for the last 80 days of 2020. So it's not like I'm waiting until the end of the year and this new year and this mythic New Year's revolution thing. Have you ever noticed that doesn't work? It's doomed to fail. But if I end the year, this cataclysmic, weird year, with a bang, of claiming myself and making myself my own priority, then as I turn that calendar page, I'm equipped to actually start 2020 with confidence, not with this desperate sense of hope. Such a difference, such a difference. What else did I want to say about this? So I'm choosing to do this for me. There's nobody standing outside of me saying, you need to do these things. I don't have anybody in my life like that. And if you do have somebody like that in your life, fire them. Give them the pink slip. Because you are your own soul authority. SOLE-SOUL. Your only soul level authority. There's nobody on planet Earth who is given authority over how you should live your own life. And if you're under 18, and you probably shouldn't be watching my vlog if you are, because this is not for minors, but if you're someone who needs a parental oversight, that's a temporary position that's only successful if you outgrow it. So I'm assuming you're an adult, in which case there is nobody on planet Earth more authorized or capable of living your life than you. So give the pink slip to those people who think they have authority over you. And then you step into your full authority, claim your life, and you get to create the script for your life. So I'm doing this for me. Nobody outside of me is making me do this. I want to do it for me. I want to show myself that I've got my own back. So if you sense that you would like to do something like this, come up with your own 7 things. Some of them could be things that you know you need to do because it's for your own personal mental or physical well-being, for your health, and other things just because you don't get around to giving yourself pleasure, and pleasure matters, people. We need to do the have-tos and the want-tos. Both. We need to be fully balanced. So I'm going to share with you my personal 7 things. I'm going to journal each day. I have a lifetime of journaling behind me, but for whatever reason, I've kind of let it go by the wayside, and I want to reclaim that for myself. It's a great way of checking in, a great way of offloading those things. And as I journal, I'm going to do at least 1 page. I'm going to shoot for 3. 30 minutes of journaling is what I'm shooting for. And in that time, I want to offload all of the mind clutter, that stuff that gets in the way, like my fears, my concerns, my insecurities, my challenges, my whining, my griping, my kvetching. I want to get all of that out on paper and out of me. So I have room, so I have space for more productive and creative things in my life. So that's number 1. I'm going to journal for 30 minutes about whatever wants to come out, whatever feels most alive for me. I want to, pardon me, I want to exercise with cardio, weights, stretching, and yoga. And the yoga is the part I'm adding. I've been doing cardio since I was 15. I've been doing weights since I was 18, and I've done it consistently. It's like the one thing in my life that I have been super diligent about doing my entire life. Even during pregnancy, after childbirth, after surgeries, I have gotten back in the saddle and gotten out there. I tend to favor running or race walking, pardon me. Swimming can work. Dancing is an excellent cardio exercise. I do that in here, right here in my living room on days where it's either too cold out or too rainy or too icy. But I'm pretty good about getting out in any kind of inclement weather. Me and the mailman, rain, sleet, snow, hail, I'm going to get out there and do it. But there are times where I want to switch it up, do something inside. So yes, I want to add yoga to the mix, and I want to faithfully do these things. For me, it will be 6 days a week because I also believe in that 1 day of rest. Pardon me, tickle of some kind. Our air quality is questionable today. The third thing I want to do is to clean and organize something that I normally wouldn't get to. So this could be on the lines of reorganizing a junk drawer, or cleaning out a closet, or deep cleaning something that I wouldn't normally get to, reorganizing jewelry. I don't know what your life has, but it's like the stuff that you would like to get to, but you don't always. So I'm going to do that for at least 15 minutes. I'm going to set the timer, and if I want to go longer, I can do 30 minutes or more. But I want to do this every day so that incrementally, as I go around my house, all those little nagging things that I tend to put off because the bigger things demand my attention, those little things also get taken care of. So my environment becomes more and more harmonious, more conducive to a sense of well-being. So that was number 3. Number 4, I want to do daily marketing and work on my business. So that could be something simple, advertising a class. It could be doing a video. It could be just anything, getting the word out in some kind of a way. So there's this consistency, because getting out there repeatedly ups my chances for people seeing what I have to offer, and they then want to join in. Number 5 is art. Yes, art. Doing art of some kind every day. It could be small, it could be big. I have lots and lots of projects awaiting my attention. And actually yesterday, for the first time since March, I did a new to me painting. So I'm kind of happy about that. I'll show you that at the end here. Number 6, reading for pleasure only, not to do with my business, not have to reading, not articles, but an actual book where I actually sit here in this chair or that Freudian sofa or a sofa, and I let myself indulge in the joy of reading for pleasure only. I got lots of books that would love my attention, and I deserve to do that because that's a pleasure. Let's see. Oh, and number 7. Yes, masturbate. Because for women who are in the perimenopausal or postmenopausal era, and I am in the postmenopausal era, when it comes to our sexuality, it really is a case of use it or lose it. And it's too important to me, and I don't want to lose it. So I want to maintain that. And it's a way of increasing my energy, of indulging in pleasure, of de-shaming the nature of sexuality, because we are sexual creatures. We are spiritual and sexual. Those are our 2 primary energies, and it's ridiculous to pretend that there's anything other than that is our reality. So I'm going to do that for myself. It doesn't have to necessarily be to the point of orgasm. It's just all about taking that time to indulge in the maintenance of a primary energy that makes me into the human that I am. So those are my 7 things. I'm sure you can come up with your own 7, and make sure these are things that you will benefit from doing, rather than those demanding task-oriented things that you have to do that you don't want to do. There should be an equal balance of things that are urgent, things that are important, and things that are pleasurable. And if you can do them sort of in that order, let's say the urgent thing, and then do an important thing, and then do a pleasurable thing, and then repeat that cycle, and then end with maybe an extra special, extra pleasurable thing, I think that might really help you end this year with a bang. Because the goal here is to end up really appreciating ourselves and to feel that sense of strong rooted confidence that we can handle whatever life throws at us, externally or internally. So what I'd like to do now is go across the room. I should have prepared and got the picture over here, but let me go over there and get the picture that I painted yesterday and show you. So hang on a sec. Crossing the room, getting the painting. Got it. And let me show you. So I hope this fits on the camera. This was inspired by another artist's work that I've admired for a long time. I changed the background entirely. I did the trees differently than they were depicted, but I absolutely love the energy of this. I call this the Lover's Dance. There's the sun, there's all of the different colors that show the energy between the couple, and we have the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, and yeah, they're doing this dance. And you notice that even when they're pulling against each other, because the energy of the masculine and feminine requires the coming together and the pulling away. Both are crucial, but even when they pull away, there's still this intertwining. So this one is mine. This is my original. I did a smaller version that I'm going to use when I teach classes. I'd like to teach this particular painting in my Zoom classes, and then later in my in-person classes when I get to do that again. And if you haven't checked out my website, it's Paint Fun, smushed together, paintfun.party. And I'm offering Zoom classes for anybody around the world to dive into any of the classes at any time. I do public ones. I also have private ones that you can request that I do just for you and your family and friends. So this painting will be in that repertoire. And I'm also going to be offering this. If you fall in love with this particular image and you'd like to have it for yourself, I have a bunch of canvases, both reclaimed and new. And I could do one specifically for you. What I would do is I would read your energy from your profile page on Facebook and your partners. So I get a sense of who you are as a couple, and then I will be meditating on you and your partner, whether that's someone you're actually with or someone you would like to invite into your world. And I will create it for you. You can even request particular colors. So in this one, I have a pretty good balance of both warm and cool colors because I was going for the whole balance theme here. But if you wanted a predominance of warm colors or a predominance of cool colors or even very specific colors, then I could do that for you. And if you wanted your masculine and feminine to be with different colors, different elements, I mean, I can customize this to something that would delight you. And you could purchase it depending on the size. There's a variety of sizes and therefore prices. And we can talk about that privately so it works for both of us. And then to ship something like this is relatively inexpensive and quick. So, didn't mean to turn this into an infomercial, but I wanted to share what I did for me yesterday in the midst of a uncomfortable emotional and physical time. I've got some issues going on that I'm going to get resolved, but what I did for me in the middle of feeling out of sorts physically and emotionally is I allowed myself to create, and it helped. It really helped. So these 7 things that you would come up with, these are all about helping you create your best life. If you want to write to me privately about that on Facebook, you can find me at Dina Lynn on Facebook in Dallas, Oregon. And I'd be happy to talk to you about creating your own list of things that you can do to make your own life all the better. Let's end 2020 feeling like we've got a say in the matter. Let's feel strong and confident and trusting in ourselves. I need it. I'm guessing you do too. So let's do this together. Thank you so much for tuning in. hope that the rest of your day, whatever time of day it is surprisingly delightful. Thanks. Bye-bye.